Welcome back. Nearly 50 lakh students will be appearing for the Common University Entrance Test or the CUET for undergraduate courses that begins tomorrow. The scores will be used by colleges under 90 universities for admissions to undergraduate courses. The test will be conducted from the 15th of July to the 10th of August. The first phase of the exams will be held on the 15th of July and subsequently on 16, 19 and 20th of July. The second phase is scheduled for the month of August from the 4th to the 20th of the month. Ahead of the text exam, the Delhi University Vice Chancellor has said that maximum flexibility has been given to applicants to exercise options for admission in the course of their choices. My colleague Ela joins me live on the broadcast right now. Ela, just like me, I'm sure all the students watching us would also be curious to know this. What do we know about the format of the paper? Because there are questions that is doing around right now about the format, the marking system. Students are also curious to know about it.
Well, absolutely right. Students are curious about it and they are uncertain about it as well. Now, the NTA is conducting Common University Entrance Test, that is CUET, to get admission in government affiliated university for the first time across the country. Now around 15 lakh students are appearing for this exams, and this exam is happening for the very first time. So the students are not really clear that what the pattern would be and how the exam would be coming, but the UGC has clarified that the syllabus which was taught to them in class 12th and in their syllabus, that would be included, although there were some voices of parents and as well as students that were saying that not the whole syllabus has been included, and they were saying that that CUET exam pattern, some of the syllabus which was excluded in the 12th board exam is also included now. That is worrying for the students. Now from the phase 1, that is from the 15th of July, the exam would be starting, and there are complaints and grievances of students and parents, those who are saying that the first phase students would be getting an advantage, would not be getting any advantage as they are not aware about the pattern, and only in the end of June the board exam was concluded, and that was too less of time given to students to prepare for their examination, and that is what parents are really concerned about, that because from 15th the exams are beginning, and that is also students are also preparing for other examination, competitive examination like NEET.
Right.
Now the parents are also showing their concern that some of the students are having more than 1 or 2 subjects exam in a day, and some of them have in 2 consecutive days. Now some have to travel from one city to another, although almost every student has got the city selected by them, yet there are around 16,000 students that might end up going to or traveling to another city, which is problematic for them, and that's why they were more uncertain about the examination.
Certainly they are uncertain, they are left in the dark right now, at least up till now when it came to the timetable or the exam center. Many students say that they were unaware, they had to wait till the last minute to know what the format is, what the paper pattern is, what kind of questions will come. All of that, of course, they are clueless about. In fact, to discuss their concerns and apprehensions further, I'm right now joined by one of those students, Bhavneet, who's a class 12 student from Delhi. Thank you so much, Bhavneet, for joining us. Looks like a packed timetable from tomorrow. How are you going to keep up?
Hello.
Yes, Bhavneet, if you can hear me.
Yeah. Can you please repeat?
Yes, I'm saying it's looks like a packed timetable, exam timetable from tomorrow. How are you keeping up?
It is very difficult for me to manage because there are a lot of subjects that we have to study. There is not like one subject or two subjects. There are 8 subjects that I have to appear in for the CUET exam, and it is very difficult for me to manage. I am like running to classes from one class to the another, and I have just completed my 12th, and it doesn't seem like our 12th class is coming to an end.
Right. Right. So would you say that, at this point in time when you actually have to focus on your studies, focus on revision and revising all, the syllabus that you've had up till now, you're sort of wasting that time behind running from pillar to post, doing about exam center timetable?
Yes, of course. It is like there are various classes that I have to attend. Like for English, I have different classes. For economics, I have different classes. And also, deleted syllabus is also present in the CUET exam. So we have to study again from the beginning. And it's not just to revise the syllabus. It is like we have to study again because the term 1 syllabus was completely different from the term 2 syllabus. And we have to again study the term 1 syllabus and term 2 syllabus. So that is very difficult.
All right, Bhavni, stay with me. I'll come back to you because we're getting latest information in terms of what the Delhi University has to say. Now, the DU says that they will admit about 30% extra students to SC/ST seats so that they do not remain vacant till the last round of admissions. If two students have the same CUET score, the class 12 marks will act as a tiebreaker for seat allotment. Now, the DU also goes on to say that students appearing for common university entrance test, the delay in the release of schedule exam has left them with very less time to prepare for what they will decide. How can they decide on their future? So, of course, all of that we are waiting for clarity about that. To discuss this topic further, I'm joined by Dr. Preeti Ojha, who is the Delhi Public School Expressway. She's from there, of course. She represents the school there. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Ms. Ojha, what do you have to say about this last-minute timetable? Students have been in the dark up till now, and at a time I was discussing with Bhavneet as well, at a time when they have to focus on their studies, prepping up for the exam, perhaps wasting their time figuring out the administrative procedure, figuring out the timetable and the exam center.
I totally agree with you. It does bring a lot of anxiety among the children because as it is after the lockdown period, coming back to an offline examination, for them, it is the first time they're going for such a stretchful hour of examination with multiple types of sections, numbers, 1 marks, they get a negative marking, and there's a lot of things that they were never prepared for earlier while they were preparing their board exams. And suddenly when this entire timetable process comes into picture, definitely it brings the children under anxiety. And children are not able to focus and practice the way it is required at the moment for the exams. It does deviate them from one situation to another to think around.
Right. We're just a day ahead before the exams start. What is your advice to all those students who are right now preparing? Because, of course, they've barely got any time. CUET, in fact, is a whole new concept. They've, unable to get much more information about the format and the marking system. So, one advice from you, ma'am, to the students who are all gearing up for the exams from tomorrow.
Yes, it's something where children have to be really careful about. It's a computer-based test where the computer will be fixed with 45 minutes for each subject to appear for, and the number of questions will be also to be chosen among 50 and 75 questions in which the children have to appear for 40 and 50 questions for each section. They have to be very careful, patiently assessing each question and then going ahead, but also meanwhile try to complete it on time. To do this, they need mock exams to appear for. One, they should keep a timer fixed for their exams while they're appearing at home and practicing. They should keep extensive eye on how much time are they taking to complete how many questions. Their strength area they should analyze in section 1 to section 4. Where does their strength lie? Where they should attempt maximum during their last days for appearing for the paper. They should not get into panic at all. The panic will definitely make sure that they freeze in thinking. They have to keep themselves very calm. They have to appear for the questions, and they have to see that these questions can be completed during their practice time, already acknowledged to them, so that that panic situation will reduce. They will know their strength of attempting the question. So I think this kind of a practice they should do, and practicing more. It should be 30-70, more of practice, and conceptualization should be of 30%, where they can practice more questions depending on the concepts they're trying to pick up. And I'm sure they're going to do very well, because they are definitely working harder than what they could have worked for any other entrance exam, thinking it's the first time happening for them.
Right, ma'am. I think this piece of advice will definitely be very helpful to all the students out there, even to Bhavneet, who's still with me right now. Bhavneet, let me come to you. You heard what Ms. Ojha had to say when it comes to the preparation, the format, how the exam will be conducted. Do you think from next year onwards, of course, this year is like a, like a trial year, you can say, because it's the first time this is being practiced and implemented. Now, as a student, as someone who's preparing for the exam, what would your suggestion be to all the, the education authorities and the education board, say perhaps to incorporate the pattern while you are in 11th and 12th standard, and to train students while you are in 11th and 12th standard? Would that help you, or would that help your friends who would perhaps give the exam from next year onwards as well?
This year, the experiment is being done on us, and I think that the school should also start providing us the classes for CUET exam, because earlier it was not there, but from this time we were like, we have to take online classes for 2 years, and already there is a lack of guidance. So I think that, yeah, CUET classes should be started from 11th class onwards in the schools as well, so we can get proper knowledge about it, and we will be able to appear with more expectations in the CUET exam then.
All right, Bhavni, thank you so much for joining us this evening and sharing your concerns and apprehensions. Let me take this one quick question from Dr. Ojha, who's still with me. Again, in terms of recommendation as to how this could be implemented from next year onwards, if certain changes have to be made for training students in 11th and 12th standard, what do you think those changes could be incorporated by the Education Board?
Definitely, the sections are now very well known to us. We have found what exactly is the need of the child just after appearing for the board exam. There's going to be a lot, much that we are going to do now in their curriculum. We have to make sure that we include all these subjects with the percentage required for children to appear for the CUET. So we will be definitely looking forward for introducing these topics and subjects in the curriculum existing, and then managing to make sure that children appear for these exams for CUET. This is how we can, and we should.
This is how we can move going forward. Thank you so much, Dr. Ojha, for getting us all that perspective on this very crucial story.